drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Op 'em. If he reach, then I'll pop 'em. Street sweeper, I'll wash 'em. Homicide, come and chalk 'em. Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Op 'em.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Bros. I'm Caden and I'm here with my co-host.
What's going on, everybody? It's the commissioner, Trill Dollar Bill.
And this is your man's. Oh damn, I forgot my name, but it's G. What's going on?
Hey, what up, world? It's the TV. What's going on?
That's because Ned already been intimidating him. Y'all don't see it, but Ned been in his head behind the scenes already.
Right, my son's in my mind rent free. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with the postponement of International Dog Walking Day, as Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, Michaela Mayer, Alicia Bumgarner has been postponed, we're going to have to talk about something less thrilling to some folks. Some folks, maybe not. Deontay Wilder still claims that Tyson Fury cheated. Oh, yes, he does. Let's take a listen, and then we will react to it. All right.
Do you ever think, like you had with Ortiz, you'll ever have a moment like that with Fury? You know, I know Ali and Frazier.
Nah,
okay,
never, because I know the truth behind it. I don't condone them cheating and shit like that. I know that no matter what people say, it's just like people use, you have analysts or whatever. If he did have something in his glove, or if he did something, why did you not go to the authorities? And I wish I was in front of them. I can grab their collar. And I would grab their collar and put them close to my face so we can be eye to eye, face to face, so much that my breath touched their face. And I would tell them, why the fuck would I go to the authorities when I have an opportunity to release my own energy and put my hands upon him and the possibility of trying to kill him and get paid millions of dollars doing it? Go to the authorities. Okay, go to the authorities. They lock them up. Then what's next? That's it. A good write-up. Okay, we proved our case. Nobody getting fed. What justice did that done? That don't make no sense. That sounds like somebody that's not non-confrontational, that don't supposed to be in no combat sports because their mindset ain't set on combat. It's set on being nice. Or that whole theory don't even make sense to me. Like, why would we do that when we are in the hurt business? This is what we do. I can hurt you and get paid doing it. That sounds like a sweet deal to me.
Well, I saw him tweet something, post something that looks like Wilder is about to be the #1 heavyweight again at WBC. Does that mean you'd be down to fight a 4th time if it comes to that?
Most definitely. I mean, as long as whoever in the business, I've had interviews like this earlier, and about fighting different people. And like I said, I'm back. I'm in the division. I'm in the business. And who's here? And they bring a hell of a fight. Let's do it. Like I've never ducked or dodged anyone. I'm the one that bless people with all the opportunity.
True.
Even when they're not my mandatory or not in line to fight, but because they're a great fighter, I see the potential and it's gonna be a great fight. I makes it happen. One thing about my team being with Al Heyman, and Shelly. Even with my trainers, down Jay, Don, Joey, Malik, all my guys, man. We don't avoid anyone. Who I want, we're gonna get. Al don't hold back his fighters on things. He may give his suggestion on this and that or whatever, but pretty much who we want, we're gonna get. So with that being said, I'm in the business of making money, of course, and I'm in the business of making great fights happen right now. Not waiting, not lingering, not trying to fulfill the pockets of promoters and managers. Well, let's wait. You just want to feed your own pocket. Let these fighters fight right now. Some of them may need the money right now. And a lot of the fights don't get made because of those reasons. A lot of
That's basically the gist of it. A lot of it is talking in circles, but him saying the same thing. You heard what Wilder had to say. He still claims that Fury cheated, said that Why would he go to the authorities? He's a fighter. Someone who will go to the authorities is someone who's a nice person and doesn't have what it takes to be in combat sports. Yada, yada, yada. You know what? I don't know if I want to go to Ned or G first. Ned, you pick. Who you want to go first on this, man? Let G go first. Papa Dot. Papa Dot, I see you, Papa Dot. Go ahead, G.
But all right, so I'll say this. I'm shocked he's still even entertaining these conversations about cheating. But however, I actually agree with his argument. You know, hey, if there's an opportunity to get vengeance and you get like a couple million doing it, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'll say this though. I was more interested in the Al Heyman talk, you know, because now I'm like, so why didn't you make the AJ fight? You know, so I think Wilder just shocks me every time, man. Yo, champ, sometimes you should be like, you should conduct interviews right next to a PR person. Because like that, it's like the cheating conversation. I'm like, we've been past that. Yeah, like you know what I mean? It's really like hitting you in the shoulder, like, yo, don't talk about Al. Don't, because it's like you talking about Al wants the big fights. He doesn't prevent you from setting up the big fights. Saying, why don't you make the biggest fight of your career was you against AJ? For
Lee
all
says we want to make the fights while they hot.
That's all I'm
No,
saying.
you don't.
So I was just like, yo, Wilder, please, man. Sometimes you just gotta stop talking. Like, again, I said this before. Wilder's my man in the ring. That's champ in the ring. Outside the ring, every time he has an interview, I start off by just saying blessings, God bless. I don't know what I'm about to say. It's one of those Jesus grabbed the wheel moments. It's just like, yo, Wilder, man, you're a funny dude, man, but it is what it is. So proceed, Ned, with the hate.
TBE.
I ain't even going to hate. I just feel like he's surrounded by a bunch of yes men. It's still like they like nobody's really keeping it real with him in his corner. And like you see, as you saw in his career, it's been backfiring when you don't have truthful people who are going to give you constructive criticism, let you know, yeah, you lost, you got your behind whooped in those fights. But if you in your mind, you keep thinking you got cheated, you never think you lost. And that's not good for your man. That's not good for him at all. So I think Wilder needs to seek therapy. You know, we talk about AJ getting therapy. I think Wilder needs therapy and come to conclusion, come to realization that he actually lost those fights. And if he goes into this mindset, he goes against Helenis with this type of mindset, he's not. It's gonna hold him back. I think he really needs to grow. Huh?
My fault. Excuse me for interrupting. I actually disagree. I think his mindset is necessary for a guy of Wilder's skill set. You know what I mean? Because he is flawed on several technical levels. But he has that belief in himself. And that belief in himself always tells him at any time that straight right is going to land. Yeah. The moment reality sets in and he starts thinking about, oh, man, I have so many flaws, then he's going to start thinking, he's going to move away from the growth mindset to a more like fixed mindset, negative mindset. We don't want that for Wilder. We want the growth mindset. Keep thinking you the greatest. Keep thinking you still champ. And then, so when he faces your boy AJ, he puts him on his back. You know what I mean? But proceed.
Oh. Yeah,
I hear pause.
Right. That was a pause moment.
I just see like the yes men in the corner are not really doing him any service or like lying to him, because now he still believes Mark Breland cheated on him. He still just all those lies, those excuses he told after he lost the second fight are still like right there. Like he's still reinforcing them to this day, and no pun intended. But I don't think that's good for him to have just to be delusional like this. Like it's to the point where it's like you look at him like, bro, like you sound crazy. It's like, yo, I can't hang around like certain people like that. Like I don't know how they could be around him when he's just believing, yo, I got cheated, yo. This man really has stuff in his gloves. Or Brillin really put like it's just a toxic monster for me.
Man, listen, man. Tyson told us his back was broken, spinal. You know what I'm saying? And we accepted that. You know, we accepted that. I'm just saying, sometimes when you're up there, you're afforded some comments that just outlandish. You know, like certain behaviors. You just go, you know what? Just keep winning, champ. You know. So.
And also, if they were to fight a fourth time, it'll be the same excuses again. In which nobody
unless it's on Fox free TV, they need to chill out with that, man. He's talking too early about no park food. Nobody want to see that.
All right, we're gonna bring in the commish, $1 trillion bill.
I'm gonna put on my commissioner's hat. I'm concerned. For Wilder. You're absolutely right. Homie needs somebody to sit there next to him and tell him what not to say. You know, like get one of them dog collars and shock him every time he says
out.
That's what he Nah, man. He's delusional, and you can tell, and you can see it, and it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. I heard G saying the good way, and at TV he was saying the bad way. I just think, man, Wilder needs a hug. Wilder needs a hug. He's still on this. Maybe he just needs this to fuel him. Him saying this needs him to fuel him. Then he's using street tactics. Like this is the street. You know what I'm saying? Like
feel my breath.
Yeah. Why would I tell on him when I can get back? You know what I'm saying? And plus make some money. You know what I'm saying?
That's like a snitch.
Yeah, that's like being in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like you beefing with somebody, they get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? And you run to the cops. No, you're going to want him to get out so you can get back. But this is not the streets. This is professional sports. And you want to, this is different. If he was really cheating, there's a possibility that you can still get the get back. Plus, he will still be held accountable. We've seen this happen before in this sport of boxing with Miguel Cotto, where he was able to get his get back. And you see what happened with Margarito later. So I don't know. I just feel like too many yes men, not enough honest men. And eventually it's gonna all come crumbling down.
Probably like, why should I snitch when I know where Fury's drop stash house is at? You know what I'm saying? I don't need to drop a dime.
He was like, I don't want to see him locked up. I want to see him dead. That's what he said. And that's what he said.
The mindset of some folks, I used to think that way too. Until I realized there was nothing cool about it. Right? To continuously allow yourself to be treated a certain way, to be beaten with objects or things of that nature, there's nothing cool about it. Let's say your work environment is, hostile, for example, and there's actual proof. Why would you subject yourself to it or say, oh, my get back would be to beat someone up or whatever, if doing the right thing would get you more money? So I'll give you an example and I'll dive in a little bit more. Right? What I do know, based on my profession, are certain outcomes. And this is Bloomberg, right? Tesla is a very popular motor vehicle. But what a lot of people don't know is there was racism inside Tesla. One employee was called the N-word, subjected to racial discrimination. Tesla didn't do nothing to improve that environment in that workplace for that black employee. So the black employee was awarded $137 million, right? Recently, a judge, concludes that the verdict on punitive damages was too high. The company has faced multiple cases over racial abuse at the factory, and the judge cut the $137 million reward to $15 million. This does a few things. One, it silences this guy in the comment section who told me racism doesn't exist in 2022. Tell it to the judge, right? Tell it to the judge and the jury and the plaintiff. Anyways, I'm not really gonna jump into that, and that's actual recent things. But the point I'm making is, if that person carried the mentality, let the wrong still be done to me, and I'm just gonna thug it out to make money or to get this money, they never would have got the $137 million judgment, which is now $15 million. But hell, that's still more money than he was ever going to make doing his job at Tesla. But the most important thing is he no longer has to endure that racist environment, right? You can read about that on your own. It's not my job to fill you in on everything on that. The evidence is out there. Now, with Deontay Wilder, if it is true that this man cheated to beat you in all the ways you said, his gloves were loaded, spiked your drink, do you know how many people you could sue and make more money than the millions you made with your fists, smarty pants? This is the problem. Hood people think hood ways. Intelligent people think intelligent ways. Why do you think you go to jail for selling some drugs? You can spend your whole life behind bars. White collar crime, you embezzle millions. You do a few years and come back to some millions. See, small fish think like small fish. That's why they small fish. And the big timers think like big timers. So Wilder, you said it's hard for you to grasp that concept of why someone would report being beaten with loaded gloves and all types of things to the authorities when they can go fight the person who beat them with loaded gloves again and make millions. Well, I'll give you a reason why it's stupid. One, I wouldn't trust that person to play fair again. Two, I may never be the same because I took a beating, that I didn't agree to. See, boxing, there's a lot of assault and battery taking place in that ring, that if it happened on the street, everyone can get locked up. But you agree, you consent to the contact within the rules of boxing, and that's why it's not a crime. You consent to the contact within the rules of the sport. Same with basketball, right? If you were going up for a dunk and I try to block you and you fall, as long as it was a basketball move, that would be fine. Now, if you went up for a dunk and I snatched you out of the air and slammed you on the floor and your career was over, I could go to jail.
I ain't going to press charges because I'm going to wait until you going up for the shot.
I know. You'll wait till I'm going up and then you go. If you could get back up.
When I get back.
even if you could get back up from that. Right? So now I get beat with these. I wouldn't trust them to be clean again. So now I got all this damage done to me. Remember, I got a hole in my head. Right? I got a hole in my head.
I got an autopsy.
I got an autopsy, cuz the living dead. Who pays for that? Excuse me. So now I'm just gonna let all that go, and I'm just gonna go and try to fight him again. Now, if what you said was actually true, and you reported it to the authorities, and they actually found evidence to support that, you can sue the athletic commission. You can sue Tyson Fury himself. There's so many people you could sue that you would make more money than you would make for the third fight. You could probably sue Fury's promotional team. There's probably so many things you could do, because once the investigation revealed how deep this goes, your pockets could be stacked. But in your mind, street justice, that's the way.
Come on, man. Don't disrespect my man Deontay BMF Wilder.
He's going to grab him and bring him to the face. And say, why would I tell the authorities? Because you know why? You can say all you want. I know you think that this is people not confident. I'm telling you, I'm confrontational. And I tell you what, the right price, I'll step in that ring like Swaggy P. I'll step in that ring like Swaggy P against anybody. I promise you that, for the right price. Actually, I don't care what anyone says. I'll do better than Swaggy P in any fight. This against anybody. That was a disaster. But
the Malik School of Boxing.
But the point I'm making is, you could have made more money if what you're saying is actually true without having to fight. And most people wouldn't trust someone who beat them so bad they had a hole in their head, who tapped their trainer to trade on them and spiked their water, loaded gloves, went to the depths to do all that, and trust them in the third fight. And the irony of what he's saying is, Tyson Fury had all the eyes on him in the third fight, and he beat you worse than he did in that second fight.
Worse.
And took his gloves off in front of the world and handed it to the athletic commission with his hand wrap still on, took those off, gave them to the athletic commission. So, bro, let it go. It's not that people and analysts are not confrontational or they're not smart. It's just that they know what you're saying doesn't make any sense. And you won't let it go. And I want to like Wilder. Since the Fury fight, I've seen him do everything I've been asking him to do since 2015. He's running. He's training. He's trying to improve. I respect all that, but you got to let this go, bro. Because to people who think, who are logical, what you're saying is what sounds crazy, not us.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. The Brothers album out now. We just getting started. It's the Boxing Bros.